Okay, so the minis beginning to line up then, so we'll get the run through of the all cars we have out on track. Finley McCarthy the first stop, the number 451, followed by 640 Sam Forster, then I've got 110 Jacob Scriven, and 200 is Freddie Dukes. Yellow graders are 270 of Sienna Moss, and number 14 Lily Thomas, 220 is George Englestone, and number 18, I'd be lying to say that is of Sarah Tomlin. Blue graders 532 Taylor Kitson and 353 Jensen Wright, 176 Jack Jones and 882 JT Foster, the two red graders. Superstars 158 is Harry Clement and 612 Charlie Key. Then we have two novice graders at the back of the grid, which are 35 Lily Wright, and the other one is going to come round into my sight just about now, and that one is going to be 372 of Charlie Robertson Waller. So that's your runners and riders for Ministox heat number 1. This will be a distance of 12 laps of the course, and once again top 10 go through to the meeting final. So the green flag flies, we're going to our first race of the evening then, with 200 Dukes in dramas already on the home straight, getting very broadside in front of us. So 640 Sam Forster will head the charge down the back straight from 110 Jacob Scriven winning second place, and then third is going to be 451 McCarthy, who would be getting a marker tyre on the inside of turn number 2. Got one car stationary on the inside of turn 4, which is Lily Wright in the 35 car. So down the back straight still, fourth leading 640. The minis near themselves to grips with this track. The minis are in a tarmac tyre these days, so maybe not as used to shell racing as they once were. Jacob Scriven goes wide into the puddle on the outside of turn 4, just to regain control. As round goes Taylor Kitson, 532 is clobbered over the back wheel quite heavily by 14 Lily Thomas. Charlie Key runs wide in 612, getting pushed aside by 158 Clement. So your leader is still 640 Sam Forster. Down the home straight he goes into turns 1 and 2, back marker traffic ahead, 532 Taylor Kitson, the first of the back marks that got spin a couple of laps ago. 612 Key goes side by side with 18 Tomlin on the home straight. Tomlin goes wide towards the fencing at turns 1 and 2, and the leader slows up in fact in front of us, so 640 Forster has backed up, which allows 110 Jacob Scriven to go around the outside. So 110 Jacob Scriven is now your leader. Second place is going to be 270 Sienna Moss, and it's Greyjoes on the raceway, please. Greyjoes around the raceway. We've got a car stranded out turn 1, 640. Sam Forster's got in flat out away to our right, so race halted. We're going to restart as soon as we can do. Okay, so the good news is the driver is okay down there. Sam Forster 640 climbing out. The car doing a pulls up down the top end as the Sam Forster climbs out of impact with the fencing at turn number 1. We were 4 laps into that race when it all went horribly wrong, so that's where we'll restart from. So a third of the distance completed in Ministox heat number 1. Your race leader is currently going to be 110 Jacob Scriven, I would imagine. So we'll get the results and lap sheets all checked, and then we're underway in racing as soon as we can be with the restart of Ministox heat number 1. Okay, green flag goes down. We go with the restart of Ministox heat 1 into the wall already has gone 200 of Freddie Dukes, and a few more cars go swing out. So Tomlin 18 is one of them, tangling with 372 Charlie Robertson Waller on the home straight. So Tomlin is parked on the infield out of harm's way, thankfully. So your leader is 110 Jacob Scriven. 882 JT Foster gets turfed aside on the home straight by 120 Englestone, 220 Englestone even. JT Foster won the Irish Championship in Nuts Corner last weekend. So down the far side, bumper goes goes in for the lead, and round goes 110 Jacob Scriven, courtesy of 176 Jack Jones, and here comes 220 Englestone through the middle of it, and it's 5 laps to go next time by, I'm told, as 14 Lily Thomas pushes 882 JT Foster out wide. Jacob Scriven gets caught in that as well. 158 Clements pulled up along with a spun Finley McCarthy, number 451 over on turn 4, so 176 Jack Jones leads the way. 118 Jacob Scriven hits the fence on the home straight, manages to rejuggle wheel off the 18 Sarah Tomlin car with the wheel is on the infield. So Jack Jones in 176 still leads, comes from the Aldershot area, I think. Out of turn 4 once again, you've got 270 Sienos, slow mover on the backside. Turn 4, round goes 353 in a big way of Jensen Wright, got a big impact from Lee Thomas. It's Wagers on the race, so please, Wagers on the race, sorry, the big impact there for 353 Jensen Wright, got turned to the wall by 14 Lily Thomas inadvertently. They were racing for position, and it all came to a very, very dramatic end. So the yellows are out again. We'll make sure the Jensen's all okay and get back to racing as and when we can.
Singing my life with his words.
So Jensen Wright climbing out of the car in 353, big impact there on turn 4, but thankfully he's out of the car all okay. Big thank you for your round of applause as well over there. So we'll get Jensen all checked out, and hopefully we'll see him back out later on, but a rather big impact to start our day's racing for the Ministox. Second big impact of the race, unfortunately. So Terry Handler just going to remove that car from the racing surface, and then we'll get the field lined back up in the order area when the race has stopped on lap number 8. So 176 Jack Jones, the race leader, and it will be green and 4 together. So green and 4 together to conclude Ministox heat number 1. So green flag flies yet again with the third attempt of Ministox heat 1, with 220 George Englestone trying the outside line already on 176 Jack Jones. Out wide goes 4C Lily Thomas into the fencing courtesy of 270 Sienna Moss, the former junior stocks car racer. I think still does race the junior stocks cars here and there. So 176 Jack Jones is 3 to go as your race leader. But George Englestone 220 finding a light into the shell surface here at Scunthorpe tonight on the back straight, and 14 Lily Thomas is up there in the proceedings quite nicely as well. So all big motors around goes Jacobs, going 1-1 courtesy 532 Taylor Kitson by the pit gate, and into the wall in avoidance goes 451 Finley McCarthy. So the fastest up of the race is currently held by 176 Jack Jones with 2 laps to go. It'll be 1 lap to go this time by, in fact, a signal by start marshal Freddie Holden. So last lap ball goes out between Jack Jones in 176 and 220 George Englestone at the front of the field. Englestone has gone wide, which has allowed 176 Jack Jones a gap onto the final turn, into the final bend. Here they come to the start-finish line, and 176 Jack Jones is our first Ministox winner for 16 years here at the Eddie Wright Raceway. Oops, there's 200 of Dukes have been dealt one big time on the final bend by 532 Taylor Kitson, so not a good race there for Freddie Dukes. So make sure things are all okay down there, and the red flag goes out on the raceway to conclude our first race of the afternoon. Heat 1 for the National Ministox done and dusted with, and your race winner 176 Jack Jones takes the flag.
Killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling all lies with his words, killing me softly with his song.
I'll give you the results very quickly of Ministox Heat 1. So just the 8 finishers. First 176 Jack Jones, second 220 George Englestone, third was 372 Charlie Robertson Waller, Fourth, number 14, Lily Thomas. Fifth was 270, Sienna Moss. Sixth, 110, Jacob Scriven. Seventh, 532, Taylor Kitson. And eighth was 451, Finley McCarthy. Numbers again, first 176, second 220, third 372, fourth 14, fifth 270, sixth 110, seventh 532 and eighth 451. They were the only finishers to that race, and therefore all of them will go through to the final later on in the programme. So next on will be the second half of the entry for the Ministox. We'll go up on a completed for our top three in that race very shortly. If you applause appreciation, third place 372, which is Charlie Robertson Waller. Second place 220 George Englestone, and your winner of Ministox Seat number 1 is 176 Jack Jones.